Welcome back. Hello, fellow listeners. This is episode 4 of Much Browness Podcast. I am your host, Shaq. Um, I was gonna talk about something else completely different during this week's episode, but something has happened, and just because of that, the topic of the podcast is just gonna change. And I do apologize in advance if it's a little bit sad or anything, because it's fairly sad. um, I honestly don't know how to bring this up. I honestly don't know how to I guess talk about it, because it is such a sensitive subject, and it just happened a couple of days ago. But the people who have been following my social medias, and my friends that know me really really well, they know that with whatever shit that I produce, whether that be pictures, videos, or even this podcast or anything, I would like to make it seem as real as possible. I would like to make it, 100% raw and no bullshitting or anything, because a lot of people who post shit on social media, they're just like, I don't know, they seem happy and shit, and me being me, we're all humans and we have emotions, so we gotta get through our emotions as well, no matter how hard it is to talk about it or anything, because talking about whatever things that's happening to you, it might relate to different people, it might relate to someone else, and therefore I guess it helps in a way, you know. um So, yeah, okay, here we go. A couple of nights ago, to be exact, Tuesday night, on the 13th of August, 2019, one of my uncles passed away. It was such a shocking news. I got a phone call at 11:20 at night, from my brother Ashok, and he's like, "Hey man, so and so, passed away," and I didn't know what to think of it. It just we were all I was shocked. I didn't know what to say, and I just left him hanging on the phone for a minute. I was like, okay, I'll be at the house. I'll come see you guys. I'm gonna go see them. I'm gonna go. So this uncle is from my dad's side. It's his brother. I'm gonna go see him, see my dad, and we were all shocked. We were honestly all shaky. I don't know, that whole moment of just me going to my parents' house, my parents' room, it was just I don't know, I didn't even really remember it or anything, but all I could remember was just all of us being shaky, all of us being there together, and we were all still shocked by the news. And then out of nowhere, my dad broke down, and then my mom did, and then I did as well. Yeah, it was such a shocking news. This man, my uncle, who I kind of barely even know, somehow, over the years, just became such an important figure in my life, because he had a bad he had a bad background in the past. He had a bad past. He did so much shit that people shouldn't be doing, and he was always fighting with my dad, because I guess my dad was trying to help him not going the direction where he was going. And it was very hard because he lived with my grandma. It was so hard. I guess it was just so hard for my grandmother. But yeah, this guy over the years, like, I was very intrigued with his life because I barely see him when I was growing up, and then I kind of felt like there's more than, I don't know, there's just more things about this man. Like, that's why he's just escaping from reality with what he's doing, you know. And then, moving on the years and shit like that, he became a totally, totally different man. A fucking humble man, super down to earth. And whenever my family visited my grandmother in the island, or him, because they both live in the island, he would always like buy us food. He would always shout us food, take us around, and just try to hang out with us and try to have a good time and shit. And he just became this like important figure in my life because I'm thinking to myself, it's like, yo, this guy had such a bad past, and now like the tables have turned. He's this like super down to earth person who shares everything, and he's just like he was an amazing guy. He really was an amazing guy. He prayed every day. He was very super into the Islamic faith, which I was very proud of. I think all of us were. And he was just an amazing guy. So the way he moved on, the way he passed away was he was in the mosque waiting for Isha prayer, and that's like the last prayer in the Muslim faith, and he just started coughing and just passed out. The doctors diagnosed it as a heart attack. It's just crazy to me because I don't even think he was like 60 yet. I think he's like mid-50s or something. He passed away, man. That is just like, I don't know what to think. I'm still kind of shaken up from it. My mind is just so distracted. I try to distract myself doing other things, doing uni stuff. Sorry, that was my bad. I should put my phone on silent. What was I saying? He's in his mid-50s. I felt very bad because last month when my family went to Singapore to visit my other relatives, we didn't go to the island. I was just like to my parents, like, yo, we're gonna go and I don't know, see your brother or see your other cousins, because I actually kind of like going to the island now and see how, like, I don't know, just like completely different from the way we live, and they're like, nah, it's cool because your grandma is in Singapore, and it's okay, don't worry about it, like, we won't go there. And I was like, oh, like, are you sure? Like, yeah, it's cool. And I'm like, alright. But I still feel so bad because we didn't see him. We were there in Singapore, and it only takes like 2 hours to go to like the island, to drive up to the island and see him, but we didn't. And I just feel so bad because now when we go back to the island, like, he's not there and we can't even see him. I just feel so bad and shit, man. Like I said, I'm still shocked by the news and shit, and I still don't know what to think. All I can say is that be kind to one another, for real. You never know what's gonna happen to anyone. You never know what's gonna happen to them. If you have people that you love honestly, man, just like go out there and talk to them, hang out, make a time and effort to chill, no matter who they are, man. Hang out with them and like say you love them, and like you appreciate them and shit like that. Because if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be the person who you are today. You know what I mean? Life is just so fucking short and precious that you just don't know what's gonna happen. With all this whole bullshit thing going on in the world, at least humanity should come together and not hold grudges towards anyone or anything, because it's not a competition to live and show off your better life than the other person. Everyone's just as equal as everyone else, so man, go to your parents, go to your grandparents, go to your relative, forgive them for whatever they did. Just forgive them straight away, drop that shit, and just hang out with them, hug them, because you never know when it's gonna be the last time. Like, I'm never gonna hug my uncle anymore, man. And that shit to me is like fucking crazy. Cause like, I love the guy so much, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the person that I am today, And I'm not gonna see that guy anymore. My dad's not gonna see his brother anymore. They've gone through so much shit when they were growing up. My grandma's not gonna see her son anymore. No mother should bury their son or bury their kids, So what I'm just trying to say is that just love everyone, forgive them and shit, because you never know when it's gonna be their last time. I find myself not trying to not wanting to do anything. I've been missing class. Well, this week I've missed one class. I woke up in time and shit, but I just couldn't find the energy, or I guess find the reason to get up and go to class, because I'm just so distracted by him, by all of this, by his loss. And I was just in bed for like an hour, just staring up in the ceiling. And just like thinking about him and stuff. I missed work yesterday too, because the night before, I just found out the news about him passing away. And if I were my boss, I'd be like a bit pissed off, because I didn't say anything to her. And then she said, "Hey, where are you, man? Like, you're supposed to be working today." And I'm like, "Shit, I totally forgot. I'm so sorry." But I didn't want to let her know that my uncle just passed away. But I just needed to, I mean, it's not an excuse to miss work or anything, but yeah, I was just so honestly distracted by everything, and I didn't even go to work. So hopefully she forgives me, and hopefully she's not mad about it, because this is just so much more important than work, than uni. It's family, man. Shit's so much more important than anything that's going on. So yeah, that's this week's episode of podcast. I'm so sorry if it's a bit heavy, but like I said before, all this shit, I try to keep it real. I try to keep it 100% raw. Never gonna hide and we're humans. We have we feel different emotions every day, and it's not always all like happy and carefree and shit. This stuff happens, and it wakes you up. It honestly wakes you up so differently. And yeah, all I could do now is, all that my family can do now is just pray for him, pray that he's all gonna be okay. I know that he's okay, but God loves him more than us. I guess that's why he took him back to him. And I hope that he sees his father. And well, my uncle sees his father, and yeah, I don't know. I just want to be there for my family. It's very hard, I see Shook, and he puts on such a brave face. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he does it. But yeah, he's a different person from me. So everyone deals it in their own way with this stuff. But honestly, I just hope that my dad's family is okay. My dad, my grandma, and his other brother, which is my other uncle. I hope that the three of them are okay, And man, I was looking for, cause like with like Muslims burial, you got to do it straight away. You can't wait, So I was looking for flights back to Singapore, or back to like the island and stuff, and for my parents, but it was all sold out, and I couldn't get it. Like last minute flights as well was all sold out, and last minute flights too, it was or like layover, so it's gonna take them like 2 days to go to Singapore. And it's like, well, what the heck, that kind of defeats the purpose of just like them missing out on their funeral, So yeah, I'm still shocked by this news, man. I always try to wake up and I don't know, I always try to wake up and be like, no, it's not real, come on, and then I wake up and it's like, it actually happened. And I was talking to one of my cousins last night, and she said that it was just so heavy, the whole thing, and they don't know what to think about it as well, because like I said, everyone's just shocked, and it just happened all out of nowhere. So hopefully everything is all I don't know, I've got no other responses. But I'm just gonna keep this podcast short, and share my stuff, share my feelings. And yeah, remember to just love one another, man. Be kind to one another. Go out. I don't know, I guess after hearing this podcast, just go out and hug the person next to you. Go to your family, go to your parents, hang out with them for like the whole day. I don't know, bring them out somewhere. Go to your grandparents, your relatives, everything. Life is too damn precious, man, for real. Life is too short. With that being said, I shall catch you on the next episode of Much Browness Podcast. Thank you for listening. Peace.